So you just found out that you have stick drift and you're annoyed because it's preventing you from hitting those sick clips in your Call of Duty games. If this is you, well, you're in luck because here I have 2 easy steps to fixing stick drift and a third one that is basically guaranteed to fully fix it. The first method requires you popping out the joystick that has the stick drift on it, just like so. Now what you want to do is turn the controller around and then you want to slightly tap it on the back. What this will do is get rid of any dust stuck inside of the controller that might interfere with the joystick. Now, if you're still experiencing stick drift, here's a second method using a straw. Mine just so happens to be made of metal, but a pro tip would be to use a plastic straw because you can flatten it and squeeze it into the groove between the joystick and the controller. Now, the idea here is to blow gently between the grooves of the controller to remove any dust that might cause stick drift. Congratulations, you just removed stick drift from your controller in just 2 easy steps. Now, if you're not so lucky and you still have stick drift, you're sadly gonna have to crack open your controller, which is easier said than done. Now, if you're gonna go through with this, I highly recommend using a pry tool. The reason this is important is because the pry tool will not damage the shell of the controller. You just sort of want to slide the pry tool across the groove and then just pop it out with it. Now just simply do the same step on the other side and you'll be looking at 4 screws. Now there is one more screw that we need to uncover, and it's behind this stick right here. I would recommend using a heat gun or a blow dryer if you have difficulties taking it off. For me, it just worked to peel it off. Now it's time to unscrew this bad boy, and I personally used a TH8 from my iFixit kit, but any T8 should work as long as it has a tip size that is about 2.30 millimeters. Now just go ahead and unscrew all the 5 screws, and then the shell should just fall straight off. You see these thumbsticks? If they're dirty like mine, feel free to wash them in a bit of soapy water. Just make sure that they're fully dry before putting them on again. Now before we continue the cleaning process, there are a few things that you need to understand. What we're mainly going to be cleaning are these sides right here that are green, mainly inside of these little gaps that you can barely see. Also the little grayish white thing on the left, and of course the interior. Now the first thing that we're going to do is that we're going to blow air on these specific spots. Now don't be shy, because just like he said, just keep on blowing it until it's all gone. Now for the final step, all you want to do is grab a little bit of rubbing alcohol and a Q-tip. Now simply dip the Q-tip into the rubbing alcohol and drip a few drops onto the slits on the green squares. Now you also want to drip a few drops on the white stud, of course. Now what you want to do is take a little bit more rubbing alcohol and drip it into the actual joystick. I would put about 2 to 3 drops in there and then stir the joystick around a little bit. Now a very important side note, if you did wash the joystick, make sure that there's no water on the backside of the joystick. Water can easily get stuck here, so just make sure to shake it out if you do find yourself with water there. Now I also decided to wash the shell in soapy water, so it's also squeaky clean. And now after putting back everything together, you should have no stick drift. Now if after all of this you still have stick drift, I'm very sorry buddy, you might just need to buy a new controller.